Hello and welcome back to the Spellcorp Industrial Complex. Today I have some things I want to get done, okay? Basically, at our world here, we have a lot of cool stuff going on. We have our working garbage route. We have it sorting garbage over there. We have create labs. We have this building and the bees and the nuclear reactor and this giant warehouse to fill. But there's one kind of oversight and one thing that I haven't really done much of, and that's building actual farms to start producing resources, because how is the Spellcorp Industrial Complex ever gonna make products and things to sell if we have no way of producing the resources required to do so? I gotta sleep through this rain. This is terrible. Having completely avoided the responsibility of building any actual farms for so long now, I am feeling very overwhelmed. I don't even know where to begin. I'm kind of scared, and I feel like I have to go through here and see if there's things we should start with, but I'm going to choose to ignore that as well and just go with what my heart wants. And what my heart wants is some of the beginning basic resources of Minecraft. And some of those first things are going to be the different types of stones that we can get. So I'd like to try to automate a bunch of these today, see how many we can get through. If we can make automatic andesite, diorite, granite, deep slate, cobblestone, all those different things. If we can start making some of them, because I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a little rock yard. We're going to maybe copy some of this gravel and stuff over to here, and we're going to start piling up rocks. And we're going to pull rocks from there, and that's where we're going to store in our warehouse. And we're going to have a good source of those resources so that we can start making other resources, because it's from cobblestone and a lot of those things that I think we're going to make, like flint and iron and all the other stuff, to get as many of the basic resources created. I don't even know what the best way for us to generate cobblestone is going to be. I'm very much a fan of, I like it to look good. I want it to look cool. There's this Botania setup, but we're not set up for Botania. Create might be our best option, and visually create is a good option to go for as well. But I don't know. I don't know where to start, so I guess I'm going to have to go through some of this. Oh, we can macerate stones and things, but we don't have a way to get stones, because what I'm trying to avoid here is I don't want to use like our stupid little botany pots. I hate those. They're too unfair feeling. So we're gonna have to change it up a little bit here. This stonework generation might be good. This looks like it just creates cobblestone. I don't know how much. The other task I want to accomplish kind of first is I actually want to get these drawers hooked up to our storage system so that we can start using some of this stuff correctly, because we have a lot of blocks now. If I go to my backpack, look at this. I have almost 8,000 dirt in here and almost 4,000 cobblestone. Just stuff taking up a ton of space. We got to get these in drawers so that we can start organizing things better and saving some of our drive space, because I have a lot of other items in here that are over like 1,000 that aren't most necessary to be stored in the system, I feel like. So like 5,500 carrots, that's crazy. We could store those in drawers. So I want to get these hooked up. And I think that's the first thing we're going to do. And then we can move on to some rock generation. So I guess the best way to do this is just run some cable underneath, throw some external connectors onto these, and bada bing, bada boom, set the priority, and we're all set up. That's basically all we need to do, right? Right, so I think it's actually these ME storage buses that do it, and we can test it out if we grab a drawer and some cables, and I don't know, what's an item we don't want to appear in here? Let's say player head. Sure. We'll take our cable and we're going to run a storage bus and this. So now we don't have player heads, right? Well, we have a couple different player heads. But if we store one player head in here, now it shows up. And if we take it, if we look there, it's there. If we pull it out, it pulls it out. And if we put our cables in there, okay, great. It is as easy as that, just connecting the storage bus, so we can use that on our drawer controller, and then we can adjust the priority, lock some things, do whatever, and that should work for us. But I'm going to need 2 of these storage buses because we have another one on that side. And honestly, I don't really want to run all the cabling underneath. It might be worth us moving our ME storage over there for... No, we're going to run cables. I changed my mind. Immediately changed my mind. And I'm out of Fluix cables. Do I have enough for more? I have enough for a few more. Okay, let's run some cables all the way along. Oh, look at that. We already have some space underneath to route our cables. Beautiful. Just got to make sure we get all the drawers properly linked up again, because I moved it into the floor here just so it's going to stay a bit hidden. But why is it not adding? Swap to action. Link drawers. Okay, there we go. I moved the drawer controllers down into the ground so that they're a little bit more hidden, but still visible, so I know where they are if I need to access them in the future. But we'll connect up kind of this bank to this one, and then over here I've connected kind of these 3 sections up to that one, and we'll hook both of them up, and then we can start to adjust the priorities on them and figure out how we want the items to flow into these. Because I'm thinking we're just going to set these drawers to be kind of the first priority, and I can just hook up these little storage buses to it and run the lines, and that should work. I think each of these can hold 8 channels, so we should be good with just 1 line of cables over to the system. I have to wrap my head around what this means. For insertion, the higher priority first, but extraction will be lower priority first. So that means if we have this set to like 100, say it's the highest priority in our system, if I throw, I don't know, tens of thousands of cobblestone in here, it'll store them in here, but it will only extract from our drives first because our drives are lower priority. Is there a way to make it so that the higher the priority, it does import and export at the same level? Like, so if this is set to the highest priority in the system, I also want it to extract from here first? I don't know. We're going to set it to 100. And we're going to set this one to 99 so that it'll put it into this bank first. Now, if we put our player head in the system, I think it should store it not in a drive, but in one of those storages, right? One of those drawers. We got one in the system. Let's, I guess, try to find it in this bank of things. Not there. I don't see it in this wall. I don't see it on this wall. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Okay, so it does store in this system first. Sweet. And now if we store cobblestone and dirt, they should go into these drawers. Probably. We have 85 cobblestone here and 40 here. Is it gonna correctly search the drawers and stack them accordingly? Like if I grab extra dirt and extra cobblestone and throw them in. It did it for the dirt, but not for the cobblestone. That is cause for concern. Maybe we have another drawer that's also storing cobblestone, and that's why. I don't know. Oh, it just went in this drawer over here instead. That's interesting. Is this not actual cobblestone then? Is that why? It's regular cobblestone. I'm not sure. We might just have to... We can't lock the drawers because I want it to free flow. But we may have to lock the drawers for the good stuff. So it's storing all the cobblestone in here. I don't know. That's weird. Maybe a flaw. I'm going to clear out all of the items from these drawers and then figure out which ones we want to be permanently stored in drawers. So bulk items like cobblestone, dirt, like all those ones. And then those ones we're going to put upgrades on. We're going to make a bunch of these upgrades, I think. And maybe some void upgrades as well so that we can't go over. Try to get a ton of storage for the bulk ones. And then the rest of the items we'll just let flow in it. Right, now that I've cleaned out these drawers, I guess I can test and see kind of where the items get put in if we don't leave things locked. If we leave everything unlocked, where are the items going to go? My first guess is that they're going to go almost in like a circular radius from being close to this drawer controller to outwards, which is why I think the dirt and stuff kept getting placed there. It was the closest open drawer, so we're going to try that and see where items go, because if they go in sort of a weird order, we may have to lock everything. I'm not sure. And that's okay. If we do have to lock everything, that's fine. It just means we can add items to bulk when we want, but it does require a little bit of manual work each time. So we're going to test this out and see what happens. Let's throw in, I guess, gravel. I have a bunch of gravel in here. Let's just dump all of our gravel in and go find it. My guess is over here. Yeah, look at that. It went in the first one. Let's go from there. Now, what if we have gravel? Look at, we have a bunch of gravel in our storage system right now. I think that'll actually take it out from here as well. What if we put gravel in this drawer? Okay. We put gravel in that drawer, and we lock it. Okay, that drawer is locked, but we have an unlocked drawer that's closer. If we dump everything back into the system. If we dump everything back in. Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to have to lock the drawers because we don't want that. We don't want it to have 2 instances of gravel, right? We only want it to have 1. I'm just going to lock all the drawers, I guess. Okay, well, too bad, but it'll be fine. Actually, I think if we just hit the lock thing on here, it locks all the drawers, right? Now, with every drawer locked, when we put gravel into the system, it shouldn't go into any of these. And it'll actually just go right into our drive. Okay, well, there we go. Now, let's pick out our bulk blocks. I think I can just filter by vanilla blocks as well, right? Yeah, look at that. All right, well, I'm going to sort a bunch of these. I'm going to add the item filters. This isn't interesting. Let me just do this, and we'll bring you back. Oh, it took me a bit longer than expected to get through that, but I think I've finally done it. I locked all the drawers, right, and I just started throwing items in. So most of these are going to be vanilla blocks that we'd like to farm in bulk so that we can store them here. So we got lots of different glasses and things. I don't have everything right now. We can fill it up as we go, and as we add things, it's nice to have storage, but we got a bunch of sort of dirt-themed things and soil-themed things and rocks and such over here and woods up top, and there's lots of empty spots. Whoops, we can fill this up now. There's lots of empty spots still for us to add tons more. What happens if you put an item in the drawer and then move it down? Does it stay? It should stay, right? What's the button? Space? It disappears while it's moving, but I think when it's closed it should be back, right? Yeah, it's still there. I don't know if that would stay linked, though. Whatever, not important, but lots of extra space. Over here, we started putting some kind of vanilla farm resources, like actual farms things and sort of organics. And then on this side, oh, this is great. Look at this. There's a ton of these different compacting drawers that you can use to kind of compact everything, right? If you've seen Vault Hunters, you saw me use these where we can put ingots in at any point, and it turns them into blocks or nuggets. The nice thing about this is it's one storage block. It stores 512 blocks total before even adding upgrades, and we can, from that, we can pull any of them in here, right? So if we go in our main storage system, look at this. If I go iron, we have access to iron nuggets, iron ingots, and iron blocks at the same time. Now, it's not super accurate because if I pull a stack of iron ingots out, we'll actually have less than 149 blocks. We'll only have 142, and it shifts the values of all of them, but it's nice to be able to just pull from any of them at any point. So that's super neat, and we just have that for a ton of the different ores here, so very, very handy to have. With all of that storage stuff figured out, I can start producing a bunch of rocks because I have room for all the rocks now, and we have a way to store them safely. So I'm thinking we'll just start with cobblestone because cobblestone's used everywhere for everything. So we're going to have to get some of that going. Had to stop at Create Labs to pick up some lava for this next video demonstration, but we're going to talk about cobblestone generators for a second. And we got to drive somewhere safe. I guess, you know what? We'll do it in the parking lot. That's safe enough. That's good enough for me. Let's go over here. Let's bring it back. Okay. Now, cobblestone generators, the vanilla way, pretty easy to make. Basically, you get like a static source of lava and flowing water. And you can do that like this, right? We can make our water flow downwards. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I think I can just throw lava here. And this should generate cobblestone. And we can break the cobblestone and get a new one forever. Just goes forever like that. Now, in this mod pack, there's a few different ways that I've found so far that could make cobblestone. So if we, for example, have this mechanical piston here, and we push the cobblestone out of the way, it becomes an entity. When it's in that mid range there, it's an entity. So if we make it long enough, maybe it'll give it time. But when we start to push it, there's an entity. Cobblestone can flow, and you see it breaks right at the end. When we pull it back, it generates in time. Boom. The act of the cobblestone, like, stopping on itself, or even the extension pole stopping on that cobblestone, it causes the cobblestone to break because it's not supposed to be there. There's a block that takes precedent over it and replaces it. So we can actually use this to make some cool cobblestone farms with Create. If you'd seen Tango Tech's Create server that he did with like BOO and Good Times with Scar in them, that world, Tango Tech utilized this exact principle to make a really fast cobblestone farm. And I like it, I do, but our world's already leggy enough as is, and that farm makes it even more leggy. So we're not going to utilize that. I think, unfortunately, as much as I love the visuals of cool farms, this isn't the time or place for me to use it. And I think we'll just have to stick to something a little more simple. And for us, what that's going to look like is the igneous extruder from the thermal series. I want to try to make one of these because I think these can just make cobblestone for us if we just put lava and water in it and provide it with power. It might not even take power, might not even need power, but I think this will make it for us. And we need Invar. I don't even know how to make Invar. Invar blend, which is in iron dust and nickel dust. Oh, great. Okay, so some iron dust, some nickel dust. That's gonna make us Invar dust, and I'm gonna need more of it, I think, but we can start it cooking up. I can't start it cooking up because I'm making 1,000,000 stone, it would seem. Stop that job. Nope, not the nickel. Cook the Invar. Sweet. Oh, we also need a Constantan gear, which is copper and nickel. More weird things that we have to make. Oh, I was trying to make a little simple crushing factory thing so that I can make recipes for crushing, but I ran out of channels. So I need bigger cables. What do we need? We need these. Is it, which one of these is it? The dense one or the non-dense one? Ah, there we go. With some clever reconstructing, I think this should work. So now, why isn't this exporting? Do we have to set it to output from the bottom, auto eject on? There we go. Output from the bottom. Oh wait, we don't want that. No, what's it doing? It's doing it wrong. Auto eject on. But we want input from the top only and output from the bottom. Good. And then same thing for this one. Now I think I can just make some simple recipes, right? If we take a blank pattern, let's say we want to make copper dust or nickel dust because we have some already. Make 1 nickel like that. Make it a processing pattern. Put it in here. And let's say we want to make 10 more nickel dust. Start. Feeds it all into there and starts going. Awesome. Okay, this is going to save me so much time. Okay, with the crusher stuff going, I can now make Constantan dust and then cook that all up. I even added an enriching factory because I needed glowstone dust, but I only had glowstone, and this was the best way to get glowstone dust for me at the moment, so I've just added so much and had to rewire cables and things, and it's gotten crazy. And hopefully now we can make our igneous extruder. We need our piston. We have our Constantan gear and our igneous extruder. Fantastic. Let's see how this is going to work. Okay, we put it down. Generates various types of stone. Requires an adjacent lava source and cooling. Oh my goodness, look at this. We can make like all of them with it. Oh my gosh. Is this going to let me just make like all the blocks I want if I just make a bunch of igneous extruders? That would be really quite handy. Okay, let's go test it out. Let's test it out once again in the warehouse lot. We're right here this time. It says requires an adjacent lava source and cooling. Okay, so do I have to put it like this? Lava here, water here? It just starts making cobblestone. Are you kidding me? Easy peasy. Cobblestone acquired, just like that. Now, it says there's some augments we can make. What would these be? Augment. I mean, this makes cobblestone really fast already, but I wonder if one of these like increases process speed or increases generation rate. I don't know if either of these would work with it, but we need to process a lot more stuff to do it. We already have a stack of cobblestone out of this. That is crazy. Wow. Okay. So what were the different things we could do with the igneous extruder, though? We could make, it says we can make regular stone. It requires a magma block. Does that mean we put a magma block underneath it, or what? Do we just have to add a magma block adjacent to it? Nope, not that. We'll try underneath. Just like that. Holy smokes. Okay. This is great. You know, I said the botany pots feel a little cheaty. This feels just as cheaty, but I kind of like it. I don't know. Something about it. Something about it I like more. We're gonna use it. Because if Spellcorp is about anything, it is about abusing the powers that be to make profit. So I will use it. Let's try some of these augments, though. I mean, we clearly know we can use it for other things, but let's try an augment. What about... Let's just make one of these. Let's make this increases generation rate one. What do we need? We need signalum, silver gear, and deer... This glass looks hard. Hardened glass? Oh, maybe we can make hardened glass. That seems easier. I need blaze rods? Oh, I don't want to go on another mission just to make something that I don't even know if it will work. Can I use the other augment maybe? This one? This looks more my speed. Redstone flux coil, cheap. Lead gears, cheap. Electrum, maybe cheap. I don't know. What do we need? We need silver dust and gold dust? Well, well, well. Would you look at what we're about to do? Gold dust, and some silver. Gold and silver patterns added, and now if we go into our little dust section, gold, make 10. Silver, we'll make 10. We can't make 10. No crafting CPUs are available. It's because we're making gold. We'll wait. With Electrum in hand, we have made a flex linkage amplifier. Increases process speed, but reduces RF efficiency. I'm hoping this will work purely because this doesn't require power. It doesn't seem to work. Great. Awesome. Good to know. I mean, what can I use on the igneous extruder then? Aha. So apparently, I have to use these integral components, and these will give us extra resources from them, I think. And I don't know if they stack or if you can use multiple or what. We can try it. So if I put this in here and pull cobblestone out, it now makes 2 per generation, doubling the speed. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Why are there 2 wandering traders stuck here? This is horrible. It would seem you can only put 1 in at a time, but it makes it 2 times, scale factor, 3, 4, 4.5. So you could get 4 times per operation. I think this thing's probably fast enough that we only need 1. But now with this in tow and knowing we can make a couple different stones from it, I think I gotta build that little rock yard over there to start storing some stuff. So I'm gonna get to sleep and start placing some gravel and things and setting up an area for that. Ah, would you look at that? Terraforming nature in favor of rocks and pavement. Oh, that's so good. Anyways, now we can make some piles of some rocks. Maybe we start with the cobblestone one, huh? Since we already got a generator for it, let's go grab some cobblestone because that's really all this pile is gonna be. I think the way I want to do this place is I want kind of these walls between the type of rock, just so that we can keep the piles separated. Something like that maybe, and we can have a couple of those just running along in here. Yeah, that's nice. And now all we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little item vault like this. Okay, we're gonna, in the ground here, where our cobblestone's gonna be, throw our igneous extruder, some lava, some water, have that start going. It's cooking it up. I don't have the augment though, apparently. I don't know where that went. But then we're just gonna take this and pump it out. And now it just starts putting cobblestone into this vault. And simple as that, we're gonna just start covering it up, and then we'll have an output connected like here or something, and then we'll pile cobblestone all around it. Fantastic. Now the fun part is just going like this, spam a bunch of cobblestone around, make it look kind of messy. Doesn't have to look very good. It's just quite literally a pile of rocks. So awesome. Make sure everything's fully covered though. And we're gonna start with something like this and then just branch off that. We're gonna add slabs around, you know, shape it up. Give it some a more complex shape. And just like that, we have an actual pile of just stone. Great, but it makes stone for us, and we can pull stone out of it through here. That's all I'm looking to do is make a couple piles like this, maybe some on this side, and those are gonna be our resources, our deposits for them. Pretty easy now to take the same thing and build it for the stone generator and the other generators. Like that one's already making stone. We can throw our augment in. It's making 2 stone per, and then we got this one making the basalt now, and then there's only 3 more we need to make, and then we have just rocks being made here. It's great. It's awesome. Awesome. I have all the different generators set up here. We have our cobblestone one. We have 3,000 cobblestone in there. We have stone going. We have basalt. We have, what's the next one? Blackstone and cobbled deep slate, and then regular deep slate getting made here. This is amazing. I have all of them. Now just to cover piles on them, and I'm probably not gonna show you this. I'll show you the end result, but this part's just boring. I just have to place piles. So I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like once it's all done here. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this. We got our little rock yard set up outside the dump. I'm loving this. Okay, we got this little path leads in. I'm thinking at some point we could have a little truck that comes in to pick all the stuff up, and it just comes down this path, but it's hard to see right now because it's daylight. But we got a big pile of some black stone. We got some cobbled deep slate, some whatever regular deep slate, cobblestone, regular stone, basalt, and these look good. I like these little piles. Added some extra details too, like little buttons and pressure plates all around, just to feel like everything's spilling out of the piles and that they are really made up of a lot of small different rocks. So I think this looks really good, and I think it's a somewhat clever solution to the rock problem that we had at the start of today. But now we have 6 more resources that we're going to be able to pump into our warehouse. Unfortunately, that is going to be all I have time for today. So if you liked today's episode, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment anything you want to see next or any actual comments that you have. Please do. Everything you do helps. I love seeing the engagement, and I like when people are interested in what I'm doing here at the Spellcorp Industrial Complex. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time at the Spellcorp Industrial Complex. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye. Love you. Say it back. Bye.